Okay, with summertime just upon us here, we're in June, school's about to let out, the kids are going to be crazy, got to find things to do, so we're going to talk about summer life in Fort Myers, and there are way more than 10 things to do. We're getting after that next. Hey everybody, my name's Craig Cunha. I'm a real estate agent here in Southwest Florida, and if you're looking for a channel that tells you a little bit more about what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate on the Gulf Coast, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell to make sure you're notified every time a video comes out. Also, leave a comment down below of anything I might have missed that you'd like to know more about. I'm getting calls from people every day, and I love it. And if you've got a question that you need an answer to, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast. The first thing we think about when summertime is upon us is vacation. Where are we going to vacation? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Well, the best thing about living in this part of Florida, and really most of Florida, is it's vacation on any given day you choose. There's so many things to do, and they're all the activities you do when you go on vacation. One thing about this location in Southwest Florida that is absolutely perfect is we can run up and down the coast, we can cross the state to a whole nother coast, and just experience so many different aspects of outdoor life here in Florida. First thing you need to know about being in Florida is it's cooler on the coast. So if you're just dripping sweat and miserable and the humidity's killing you, you might be further in the center of the state, which is kind of ironically where the parks are, the amusement parks. That's why they are not probably the best place to go in the summertime. Even though they get pretty packed year round, there's not a lot of movement of the air in those areas. So if you want to cool down, get to the coast. Since we're talking about the coast, we're going to talk about the different types of beaches that we have here in Florida. So if you're looking for a entertainment kind of a facet to your beaches, you're going to want to go to Fort Myers Beach. This is where you're going to find most of the bars and restaurants and live music. There is parasailing and jet ski rentals. You can do paddle boards, all that kind of stuff. And this is all right down on the beach. The pier is down there as well. A lot of folks like to go fishing off this pier. They get black-tip sharks and all kinds of different things out of this Gulf water. But it is just a bevy of entertainment and activity down in this area of Fort Myers. So if you want to be entertained, get to Fort Myers Beach. On the other hand, if you're looking for a little bit of peace and tranquility, then you might want to head out to the Sanibel beaches, Lighthouse Beach in particular. Now, it may not be completely serene there because it is a popular beach. There's beautiful green waters out there, very nice place to go shelling. A lot of boats pull up there because it is such a nice location. So just keep in mind, you are going to run into people here, but it's not going to be an entertainment style place. So you're not going to have restaurants and bars. You're not going to have anything like that. There's literally a parking area, and then you walk the boardwalk out to the beach, and you're on the white sand and the beautiful water. If you go north as opposed to south to Lighthouse Beach, then you're going to run up into Captiva. You can find more beaches up there. It's a little farther drive, and traffic is very slow going through these areas. So don't think you're going to speed through. Plan for a long trip if you're going all the way out to the end of Captiva, because the speed limits out there are enforced heavily, and it's one-way traffic in each direction. So you really can't go anywhere fast anyway. On the way out to Sanibel and Captiva, there's the Sanibel Causeway. There's 3 stretches that you can stop on and pull off on either side of the road, and you're on a beach. Now, I will caution you, in this area, they still get very, very, very busy, especially on a weekend. So if you want to do that during the week, you're going to have a much better experience. But there are people out there boating, paddleboarding, kayaking, windsurfing, kite surfing. They're doing all this stuff out there. So if you like seeing that kind of stuff, it is pretty cool to experience, but they're out there doing this on a regular basis. Dogs are allowed out in this area as well, but please, please, please pick up after your dogs to make sure that we keep these parks open for them, because it is a great place to take the whole family and allow them to be free in this experience as well. One other word of caution. You may want to consider getting some kind of boat shoe or water shoe, because the shells and rocks in some areas are rather sharp, and you may not find it that comfortable tromping around in the water in this particular area. Pack your picnic baskets, There's a couple tables out there you can secure. And again, pick up after yourself. There are trash bins out there. There are recycle bins out there. There are limited restroom opportunities, so keep that in mind when you're going out there. But there are some in one of the three sections you can stop at. Now, one of our favorite things to do is to go up to Venice Beach. Venice is about an hour away to get to this beach, and it's called Casperson. Casperson Beach is really unique for one key reason. Well, I'm gonna name two key reasons. Number one, the sand's black in this section that we go to. It's really odd to see, but pretty cool. Again, the water is absolutely gorgeous up there, and we take a little sifting basket. Yes, sifting, because there's shark's teeth up there. So if you want to try something unique and different, take the kids up to Casperson Beach. It's in the Venice Beach area, and sift through the sand, get yourself some shark's teeth. My son absolutely loves doing this, and once in a while we go up to do this experience just for that. Otherwise, the beaches down here in our area of Cape Coral, Fort Myers, just as nice. Since we're talking about these outdoor activities and the beaches, let's just name a few things that you can do outside on the water in Southwest Florida. We've already talked about the jet skis. You can do this almost anywhere. There's tons of boat ramps around. There's even a parking pass that you can get through the county that will name the different boat ramps that you can go to and park as part of your annual pass. It's $60 to get this pass. It's a little blue sticker that goes in the back of your car. And this sticker then lets the parking authorities know that, hey, you've paid for this. You get to stay there now free all year. And once again, this is where you're going to put in your jet skis, your boat. You can even put in kayaks and paddle boards there and just park and go off and have your fun. Outside of this, obviously, with all the canals and waterways here, especially in Cape Coral, you're going to find a ton of places to go fishing. Keep in mind, whatever's in the Gulf can be in these canals. So yes, there's sharks. Yes, there's stingrays. Yes, there's manatees. There can be barracuda and tarpon and everything else in there. So that's why when people ask me, do you swim in these canals? The common answer is not so much, because you're swimming with this stuff. And again, you don't know how deep it is in many cases, and you don't know what's under you. Now, you can swim it if you choose to, but it's not something we here as locals do often or at all. Now, the other obvious thing that some people do here is dive. I personally do not dive. I haven't gotten that far in my adventures yet. I have thought about it, but there's something about being under the water for an extended period of time that I'm not feeling too easy about. So it could be something I want to jump into, but if I did that, I'd probably jump on the Key West Cat or throw it in the back of my truck and go down to Key West. That's the other awesome thing that we have here in this area, the Key West Catamaran. So this particular venture is a thing that takes off at 8 in the morning from the Fort Myers Beach area, and it's $169 for an adult for a round trip. Because if you get there, you probably want to come back, right? Well, if you want to do a single trip down, it is $109 for an adult. Now, there are discounted rates for kids and for seniors, but you are going to go down to Key West on this catamaran. It takes about 3.5 hours. It leaves approximately 8 o'clock in the morning from Fort Myers, and it goes down to Key West. Once you're in Key West, the boat will stay there until 5 p.m., and then it promptly leaves. So if you aren't back at the dock at 5 p.m., it's going to leave without you. Then you'll need hotel accommodations. This is the area, if you're going to dive and snorkel and all that you're probably going to get some of your best views. And that catamaran, it runs all through the week. So go ahead, call ahead, reserve your spot on that boat, and go experience Key West. One of the other things that a lot of the locals like to do here is find waterfront bars and restaurants and just frequent them. You're going bar hopping, and do it responsibly, obviously, but there's so many waterfront places to hit, and it's, again, experiencing this ambiance. I know that I've shown you many times the boathouse. It's one of my favorite places to go. It's a tiki hut right on the river, and it's that whole waterfront, cool breezes next to a beach, boats racing by. It's just a really cool place to be, and we have so much of that here in Southwest Florida. So take a day, take a couple days, go bar hopping, listen to live music, experience some of the food. It's a great experience here in our area, and I think that you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Some other things you can do to enjoy the water here, if you don't necessarily want the beach, we have the yacht club. There is a pool at the yacht club You can go there on a daily basis or on an annual basis. You can get a pass to do that. Again, adjusted rates for residents and non-residents, for seniors and children. So go ahead, check that out. I'm going to have a link down below to a number of places that you can experience, but the yacht club is on there, so you can check out all that information. Another place that's very unique in Cape Coral is Sunsplash. Now, this place is a water park. It's 14 acres worth of space and a ton of stuff to do. There's even a lazy river for the adults that just want to cruise down the little river. They do serve adult beverages there, but there is a limit, and they give you a little band to keep track for you. So you can grab one of these adult beverages, kind of chill out amongst the ambiance there, jump in an inner tube, take it down the lazy river. Tons of slides. If you're more of an adventure person, they have some pretty high slides there, as well as some shorter ones for the little ones. And they have a children's water park as well. So it really is a place for all ages. There's even a sandy section that has a volleyball court in it, so you could make a full day out of Sunsplash. This area also has a ton of parks. So if you're an outdoor person, you just want to go for a walk, maybe check out nature a bit. We have the Ding Darling Nature Park here. We have the 4 Mile Cove, 6 Mile Slough. All these places have boardwalks in and around nature. You will see wildlife in there. So don't freak out if you see something. I haven't really seen too many gators out and about, but I have seen things like otters and raccoons, stuff like that. But again, it's a shady area, usually for most of these areas, that allow you to still experience nature and be out in the outdoors instead of jammed inside in your AC. Lover's Key is another beach/park that you can go to. You can do some shelling down there. They do have a trolley system that runs you from the parking lot down to the beach. Bunch Beach is another place you can park down there. There's some kayak launches and paddleboard launches down in the area as well. We jump in there quite a few times, and it's a completely different experience in a kayak when you go out this way, because now you're dealing with current, waves, and tides. That's not what we get when we go in the lakes and canals of Cape Coral. So my son loves to do this. We just drag those kayaks in the back of the truck down to the launch, pop them in, go paddle around for a few hours. What's really cool about doing that too in this particular area around Bunch Beach is it's rather shallow. So when the tide changes, there's times you actually have your own mini beach. It's just yours. You paddle right up on it, lay out on this beach if you want to. There's not a soul around. It is literally your own little beach. Now, more outside activity, and this is geared more towards the kids. There's a BMX park for bicycle racing. There's also a skate park. Skate park is really cool. My son goes there very often, and you can literally drop the kids off when they get to a certain age. Drop them off. They pay the $5 to skate for the day, and it's a completely enclosed area, fenced in. When I say enclosed, they have to go through the building to get in and out of the skate park. So it is a secured facility, and it also kind of gives your kids boundaries as to where they're supposed to be. But this is a place to keep them active, tire them out, while maybe you're running a few errands. As previously mentioned, there's also the adventure parks, the places like Disney and Busch Gardens and all that. I will also say that these parks will stay packed throughout the year. Your best option is to go during a weekday. It's definitely going to be better than a weekend, but it's going to be a little warm because, again, if you go to Disney, it's not on the coast. It's more inland, so you're not going to have as many of the breezes and things there. Busch Gardens, you might experience a little bit of relief there because it is closer to the coastline, but again, these parks will be packed. It's something that you have to experience, obviously, but it's not something that is necessarily a summertime activity. Now, in Cape Coral, there's tons of activities that come through the city. There are sports programs. My son's been involved in football, baseball, soccer. He's been in the arts programs. He's been in the summer camps. So they do a great job of providing programs and camps and sports things for youth, but they also do it for adults. And if you go on to capecoral.net, you can find in there a list of the different programs, and go ahead and sign up for one and try something new. Now, if you're going to stay outdoors, you also have a ton of bicycle trails. Now, you can do bicycle trails that are just going to be on flat terrain and kind of take you from location to location. We love to take the bike trails up into downtown Fort Myers, grab lunch, maybe an adult beverage or two. Same thing at the beach. It's about a 18 to 20 mile round trip from my other half's house down to the beach. That gives us a great workout and allows us to have a nice lunch without feeling guilty about it. So jump on these trails, experience all there is. Sanibel Captiva, there's about 25 miles of trails out there. It's a lot of shaded area out there too. There's canopies of trees. You can rent bikes out there too if you want to try something different. They have tandem bikes out there. This is where you can test your relationship, see how well you can navigate this equipment together. We experienced it, and I think we did rather well with it. But it is a unique thing to try out on Sanibel Captiva. If you haven't done it before, they will rent it to you by the hour out there, or a few hour block if you like. Go ahead and tour the island and check it out on two wheels. If you jump into Cape Coral, there are miles and miles of trails there as well. So there really is no place in Southwest Florida that you can't bicycle around if you would like as well. Now let's get you back inside. This is going to be mostly for the kids. You might want to just go and read a book while they're doing this, but there's places called Defy and Sky Zone. These are trampoline parks. Very entertaining. My son goes to this place and he'll jump around for hours. And by the time he gets in the car, he's passed out. So it's a great way to tire out the kids, keep the fun going for them, give you some downtime to go ahead and again, read a book, catch up on other things. Sometimes I'll take a laptop there and be able to do some work while he's having his fun. And right now, Defy has a summer, I don't know if it's necessarily a camp, but it's a summer pass. And the kids can go there, unlimited jumping, meaning there is no time stamp put on the weekday jumps between Monday and Friday. And on weekends, there's a 2-hour limit. But that pass right now is $60, and it runs through August 31st. Now, it's a limited time offer, so if it's something that you want in on, go ahead and hit the link down below to go to the Defy site and get signed up for that, because I don't know how long that's going to be available. Now, if you're not going to be going to Defy, again, there's Sky Zone, whole nother trampoline park to experience. Outside of that, plenty of bowling alleys and other indoor entertainment, including Dave & Buster's. Yes, we do have an indoor arcade with all that kind of activity as well. There are tons of miniature golf places to go to. Pop Stroke is one of our newest ones. This is a Tiger Woods inspired miniature golf place. It does also serve food and beverages, so you could really make an afternoon out of this. There's 2 different courses that you can run down with the family, and this place does get rather busy, so if you're hitting prime hours, be prepared to wait a little bit. And coming soon in the fall of 2021, we're getting Top Golf. If you've heard anything about Top Golf, this is going to be an excellent addition to the area. The only thing is it's being put in the corridor that already sees 75,000 to 85,000 cars go by in the course of a day. So we're adding this new attraction right in the middle of that. So it's going to be a crazy area. It's going to be a busy area. And that's just what Fort Myers is becoming. So if you're going to live in Fort Myers and you're going to be out doing these activities, plan yourself a little additional time to get to them, especially if you're going to be in this corridor of Colonial Boulevard and 6 Mile Cypress. For those of you that aren't outdoor people, obviously you can stay home, watch Netflix, go to the movies, whatever you want to do. But if you're somebody that wants some culture, well, there is the Barbara B. Mann Theater, there's the Broadway Palm Theater, the Florida Repertory Theater. We have a number of theaters in the area, and this will give you a different type of entertainment if that's what you're into. And once again, it'll keep you in the AC and out of the heat. Lastly, head to your backyard. If you have a pool, invite some friends over, have a party. This is what we do in Florida. We're on vacation whenever we're not working. You can make it at home, you can make it out and about, but the vacation vibe is always around because the weather is always beautiful. It's very select days that we don't have sunshine, so get out and experience it. Go ahead and comment down below if there's a favorite thing that you like to do in Florida, whether you're visiting or whether you live here, and I'll make sure to include that in one of the future videos. So this is a little bit about what you can expect when you're in Florida in the summertime, or really any time of the year. And if you want to know more about what it's like to live in Southwest Florida, check out one of these other videos. And if there's anything I can do for you, any questions I can answer, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving the Gulf Coast.